What's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin, where the wall fights start. Round one. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear and that my mic is on because apparently I don't really hear it like that. Let me hold up. Let me check this in the YouTube settings real quick. Want to make sure I'm connected. All right, let me pop this up. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there tonight? We got a great one, a good show for you tonight. We're gonna be talking about this Junto Nakatani versus Naoya the Monster Inoue. So, all right, we good. What's up, guys? How y'all doing in the building, fight fans? What's up, round one chat? I see y'all in the building. Front line, what's up? How you doing? All right, we got a lot of round one support in the building. Thank you. Here we go. Here we go. You've been waiting for this. What's up? What's up, baby? Saludo. Carlos always in the building. Who that bull rider? Who that bull rider? You know what I mean? Yo, frontline, come up here. You know I got my war glasses on today. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, yeah, we just getting into the groove of things. We got a lot of boxing to talk about. We got a lot of boxing to catch up on. We have news here about Teofimo Lopez being ordered for the IBF, where that lands them, and where uh, in the division, what IBF ranking and what belt are they talking about? We're gonna break all of that down and more. So listen, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? It really helps with the no the visibility of the channel. So frontline, what it do, my boy frontline? Let's just get this show popping. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like I can feel the energy already on the show. I can already feel the energy. What's
You
up,
feel it?
frontline?
You feel it?
Yeah, man, we feeling it. We feeling it right now.
I
What's
feel
up?
a L. I feel a nasty L coming May 2nd. I'm gonna
Oh,
start. I'm gonna start hot. I'm starting hot.
no, frontline, stop it. I mean, if you're feeling that way about your boy Nakatani, I would understand a nasty L. Talk about it. How is he gonna get knocked out? Because you're already describing the nasty L. So, we all know Nakatani's about to get knocked the fuck out. So please, frontline, elaborate with us. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yo,
no, but
front.
all jokes aside, though, you heard about that tsunami that hit Japan? It was like a 7.4, 7.6.
No shit.
Yeah,
What
hopefully
y'all?
the fight's still no dead ass, like dead ass.
Whoa. How far are we from the fight? We're on the
Oh,
23rd.
it's next week, huh? Next Saturday, not this Saturday coming up. Next Saturday.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks out. So, damn,
No,
man.
it's like 10 days out, not 2 weeks. Ten
All right,
days.
all right, yeah, yeah. So like 10 days out or whatever. Like, okay, you give 9 days to the 21st, you get the 30th, the 31st, 10 days, and then 2 days, 12 days out. We're about 12 days out, and hopefully everything in Japan is still a go. I got to check into that. I didn't know anything about it, how severe it is, what the effects will be, whether or not this will in fact affect the fight. Uh, a
I'm
tsunami's
hoping it
not,
doesn't. We need this fight.
yeah, but a tsunami's not nothing to play around with. You saw what happened in Puerto Rico, brother. Like,
We never got a tsunami. We got the earthquake. Tsunamis a little bit. It's caused by an earthquake, but it's more water waves that come in and.
right,
But Japan, their engineering behind that shit, the way they build their buildings and construct over there, I think they're
mm-hmm,
ready for it.
right.
7.4 or 7.6, whatever it was, I don't think is gonna have that much of an effect.
Yo,
but you never
you're
know.
talking about sevens and shit. You throwing around numbers I'm not familiar with. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Like
Hey, I'm just saying what was reported. I have no clue what those numbers mean. I don't know if
is
they.
seven a big thing?
Well,
Because
if
remember,
we're
like as far as okay, as far as hurricane goes, as Florida, you never wanted to hear that five number, like the category
category
five.
five, correct.
Right,
Well,
right, right, right. So you're
if you
past five. You're at seven.
well,
So I'm
no, no,
like,
no, no,
yo,
no,
what
no,
the
no,
fuck? How
no,
does that
because
work?
hurricanes are scaled by categories,
Yep.
and then earthquakes are scaled by like the Richter scale. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tsunamis, I don't know how they're it's 7.7.4, 7.6. I don't know if that's on the Richter scale. I think
Is
that's
that
what caused the
bad?
tsunami.
Like what? Like what does that
I don't
mean?
know. Yo, shout out to the chat too,
All
though,
right.
real quick.
Okay.
Shout out to Mr. Itachi in the building.
Salute,
Jab
brother. Hey,
Jab
yo,
back
let
is
me
in the
know when
building.
low key and all them dudes that showed me mad love throughout some of this situation
Well, oh,
that I've been
Cincy,
going
one
through.
of them, he in the building.
Yo, my man, I see you. I see you. I
Uh,
wanna recognize yo, real round one support in the building.
I'm
Y'all,
just Tinta
yo,
said, "What's up, round one?"
salute.
Galito, what up, round one? How's it going?
What's up, Carlito?
Hey, you saw what I put, right? When you asked how's your mic, I said loud and clear, but depends on who you ask. They may say it's too loud.
They might, yeah, right.
Bull Rider, what's happening round one in frontline? Hope all is well. Bull Rider in the building.
Bull Rider in the
Uh,
build. Hey, yo, Bull Rider, my man, bro. You know what I'm saying? You always
Miss,
here, brother.
Mr. Itachi says Xander Zayas and Diego Pacheco should spar. I don't think a Pacheco
I think they
style.
already sparred. In fact, I already think they might have sparred at some point coming out in their career. Now I go back and I divert right back to the Xander interview with Najee on Cigar Talk, and he's talking about how he made his transition. He named off a lot of names in that interview, coming up and boxing the who's. It just might so happen, or are they that off in age? I think they're not far off in age where there's a possibility where I think they might have already shot it. Does anybody in the chat know anything about that? Anybody got anything on, can you look up anything that in fact maybe they have or have not sparred? I'm curious about. So I'm asking my round one sports talk chat to look that up for me. What else we got in the
We got Bull Rider saying I smell an upset on June 26th for PR. Facts.
Woo!
Actually, it's June 27th, but you
Okay.
know, you know, both odds is gonna be. Hey, you know what I was thinking about today? Before I can,
What's up?
well, no, nah, let me continue. We'll get on it.
Yep.
Mo Brain says seven is pretty big on land. Seven in the sea is kind of different.
Mm,
Makes sense. Although
okay.
the quote unquote what do they call the titanium plates or whatever they're called, the plates
Right.
that shift that caused the earthquakes,
Right.
it starts from the ocean. I mean, California, same thing. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
What I do know is what you did touch on was the engineering of Japan. I know
Yeah.
that they're one of the leading countries in building buildings that like sway on springs, and they
Yes.
put like these
Yes.
tires to like take the impact of
Yep.
the
Of the earthquakes
waves,
and the tsunamis. Yep.
yes. So they are very, very efficient as engineering goes for in preparation for that. That much I do know and I'm aware of. But what I'm not aware of is the number seven. How bad, in fact, is that when we're talking about tsunamis? That's way out of my
Yo,
profession.
you know who you can ask though?
I don't know about
You
that.
can ask Keith Cologne.
Oh shit, he's like a college kid, right?
He well, no, he's the tsunami.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Hey yo! Frontline
Bars.
bars, bars.
Yo,
Yo, that was a good one right there. You
Low
got that.
nose. Low says, "What do you think about Teal versus Delgado at 40 for the vacant 140 strap?" We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Mr.
have to get
Itachi,
to that. Yep.
Mr. Itachi says, so who y'all think would be a good sparring partner for Sayito to prepare for boots? Um, Mo Brain says Zaya should be sparring twitchy southpaws. Jason Ayala, a real one, says, what's up, round one in front line.
Salute, baby. Salute.
Jason's a real one.
A real one. He's
A
one of the
real
ones that
one.
had my
Yeah,
back, bro.
a
He got
real
banned
one.
off a couple channels and shit. Hey, yo, Jason, my dude, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know,
But
we
let what do you want to get on first? Who should Xander spar, or do you want to get into the Tio Delgado topic? There's a lot to talk about. I know the main topic is Junto and Inoue
yeah,
for
anyway,
May
yeah,
2nd.
we gotta talk about that absolutely.
But
Let me get
we
a couple
got
things
Devin
out the way.
supposedly going to Sufa. There's a lot to talk about, bro.
Okay, okay, okay. First of
Towers
all,
in the building, another one.
first of all, let's touch on a couple things real quick, right? As far as Teofimo Lopez, right? And where people thought he was going to fight for a title. He is ranked in the 140-pound, 147-pound weight division, Teofimo Lopez, as of right now. So if you look him up, he's going to be ranked there. But the only vacant belt is at 140. It's the one that Richard Hitchens recently vacated. Now, Tio versus Delgado, let me tell you something. That could be a real interesting fight. I think Tio might beat him. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I
I
said
don't
it.
I don't think so. And here's
You
why.
yeah,
No,
yeah, okay.
no.
We're gonna
I'm
go
gonna
at
tell
it.
you why though. I'm gonna tell
All
you why.
right.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
All right.
Had it been for the WO, WBA, or the WBC, I can agree with you. But the IBF,
Mm,
it's for the IBF.
the weight
That's why.
claw.
That's why I disagree. Tio is already campaigning at 47, which means he's already starting to gain the weight.
No, no, wait a minute. Okay, yes,
Now,
maybe he did. Maybe he did. But it
now if
wasn't
he
that
does
the
fight for the
Tio.
IBF and he comes in at 140, that rehydration is what's gonna fuck Tio up.
Hold up. Because you're assuming that Tio can't make 140 anymore, and
No, 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 no.
he's trying to blame it on that. Tio just got his ass whooped out of the 140. It doesn't mean he can't make the weight. And I think with the rehydration claw, if Tio gets focused, Tio's a small dude, bro. Tio's not that big. I don't think that the IBF and Tio's situation is actually going to play a factor. He might cut a little bit of weight, but so ain't the other guy. You act like he's not cutting weight. You know, I think this will be an interesting fight. And Delgado's style, for me, I gotta admit, caters right into Teofimo Lopez. His style is that of like Sandor Martin's. I've seen Tio against these kind of guys. I gotta admit, this is a good fight for Tio. Now, the real question and the real elephant in the room is Teofimo Lopez getting a title fight after a loss. Why don't we talk about that and how boxing is transitioning into this very thing? Didn't Ryan Garcia get a title shot off of a loss? How many fighters now can you remember coming off of a loss are getting title fights?
I
Is
think
this
that's a promoter move though to get Tio back up into the star status because we all know Delgado's not that much of a danger for Tio. I'm not saying he's complete garbage, Delgado, but he's not a huge threat for Tio.
you just saying that Delgado's gonna beat Tio? And I'm gonna tell you why.
I
And
no, I said he's gonna beat him because of the rehydrate. I said he could beat him because of the rehydration clause.
yeah, you know, and I think that Tio's not that big of a dude, and I think that Tio can still make that weight just fine. If Tio takes that fight, ideally, that's a shot of a world title. It puts you in a world title fight. Okay, so I think this is a great opportunity for Teofimo Lopez. He's made a pretty decent name. I would say decent, right? I wouldn't say star status, but decent nonetheless. And I think that Tio, if he wins this IBF world title, he can position himself once again to try to fight another big fight. You know, you got Gary Antoine Russell up there. You know, you have smoke there. There's opportunity there. So I like this. Let's see if we can get this fight for Tio. I actually let's first of all let's see if we lock this fight in, and then we'll talk more about it. You know about who I got in the fight, but let's make sure that in fact, it is a fight. Okay. What else? Other news we had that we were
We
gonna
have
touch?
um we have the supposedly rumors, not confirmed, but Devin going over to Sufa
Okay, to do
um
what?
to fight. What do you
Okay,
mean to do what?
okay. Wait a minute. Wait. It has to make dollars and cents at this point for Devin. Okay, and until that, you can convince me it's just rumors. Why will Devin Haney go over to fight in Sufa? Now, what are the rumors right now? Conor Ben is supposed to be fighting what? Ryan Garcia? That's what's being advertised right now. That Conor Ben is going to fight Ryan Garcia. But let's step back as boxing fans and break this down right now. Okay. What is Conor Ben would be fighting Ryan Garcia for? Ryan Garcia has the WBC world
WBC.
title at 140.
Yeah, 40, no,
47.
47, 47.
47, yes, at 47, right? Okay. So if you're fighting Ryan Garcia is not fighting you for the Sufa belt that you don't have. So that's obvious. You would be fighting Ryan Garcia, which means that the 5-fight deal that Conor Ben is being reported for $20 million now to Sufa entails a fight with Ryan Garcia. The only way he can do that if Sufa allows it. Okay? They're gonna promote Ryan Garcia, but still fuck with the alphabet belts. You understand this? So by this fight, if this fight actually happens, it actually answers questions in other fights. What do I mean? Well, if Conor Ben is allowed to fight Ryan Garcia for his WBC world title, doesn't that mean that Richard Hitchens could be allowed to defend his?
Well, no, because as you know,
Well, yes.
he went to 47. And
Okay.
and that move lets me believe that
No, no,
Hitchens.
no, no, frontline. You got to answer the question. The question was he given the option to defend the belt or vacate it? Yes
Yes,
or no?
yes,
That
yes.
is my question. That's what my whole breakdown was. So it allows you to see that Richard Hitchens decided to sacrifice the belt. He wasn't forced. He didn't have to duck Oscar Duarte. You understand? Which everything we thought or said about Richard Hitchens, bro, it's right there. We have
So,
to give him the award for this month's biggest duck.
yo, shout out to Lil Zooted, super chat $2 says Africa in the building on they dog ass. Salute round one.
Yo, listen, I tell you what, Africa, fucking Richard Hitchens, he's a pretty decent fighter. I don't think he made all the right decisions. Let's see how this Sufa deal works out for him. I'm reserved on a lot of boxing. Sometimes in some of these situations, you got to just step back and see what the fighter did and why they did it. Let's see if this really pays off for the young man. And in fact, fighting for Zufa, does that give you boxing status on these boxing streets? You sacrificed a real world title, a real belt, to have nothing to fight in Sufa for what? The bag? Does that give you credibility? Does that make you the best fighter among all of the fighters? What actually makes you the best? What you just sacrificed. So, in that, my friends, I have to admit, listen, I'm a bit reserved on Richard Hitchens. Why did you do this? What is the end game for you, Richard? Are you going over there to just get the bag, come back to boxing, and prove your dominance because you needed a little bit of time to get better? What is it? What is it? What's your angle?
Yo,
Yo,
Carlito just said Hitchens is calling out Duarte at 47. Duck sauce.
yo, listen, yo, he is so bad, Richard Hitchens. He's down so bad. Like he's trying to save face by yelling out that. Come on, bro. We're not buying it. You're not him. When Oscar Duarte stepped to you, you folded like a lawn chair. Yo, Richard, we don't believe you. We don't hear that tough guy talk and be like, oh shit, he challenged Oscar Duarte at 47. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. You think you could just say some shit and we're gonna be like, oh shit. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, you pussy, bro. Nah, bro. You nah.
Who said that? Somebody just said, oh, Mo Brains. He said Hitchens is on Twitter having a total meltdown. Pussy.
Yeah, nah, he is.
Hey, I'm just someone says Devin doesn't have a promotion with money. He has to deal with other fighters' promotion. And when he walks into the other guy's house and starts dictating terms, they can say, "Get the fuck out of here." Mo Brain says Robert Garcia and said the WBC would be open to making Duarte versus Smith for your winner.
Damn, root beer be tasting bad when it gets warm. It was
Chile
tasting
Garcia in the
damn good.
building. He
Go ahead.
says Hitchens le corrió a Duarte for sure.
He ran from him. Guys, come on, guys. You guys see it. Type of one in the chat if Hitchens ran from Duarte. Type of one. If
I
you
can't
feel
type,
he
but I'll
ran.
say it. One. He no fuck run.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you,
Run.
he ran from him. Come on, bro. Let's just tell it like it is, bro. That's the truth. I be fair with these fighters. I'm fair as fuck. I try to be as best as I can. And I'm just telling you, man, that was not a good look. Not after you called out everybody. You was talking like a killer, my man. Like a real killer. And then you was fighting these guys like, it kind of looked like Keyshawn Davis, right? And Richard Hitchens started doing the same shit. And it started coming off a little distasteful. I started losing my passion for like fighters like that, like Keyshawn Davis and Richard Hitchens, right? Because Keyshawn Davis started talking crazy after that meltdown. He started saying, I don't want to unify. I don't want to get no more belts because I don't want to pay extra sanctioning fees. Was that a guy like talking like a champion?
Hell no.
Like I started being like, yo, like Keyshawn, what the fuck are you saying? Like, and I started pulling back. Then all of a sudden I saw him lose his belt on the scale. I saw how he jumped fucking what's it, Albright in the locker room with his brothers after the fight. I started to pull back from Keyshawn Davis. I started to be like, yo, man, this dude, man, he's out of control. So, then Africa, he starts doing this shit. We never asked Africa to call everybody out. He did that. I didn't tell Africa, yo, get on the mic and call everybody out, but don't fight nobody. I didn't do that. You put those expectations on yourself, Africa, by coming on and saying all this shit, and then you ran to Sufa after wasting Dwight's time, his coach, his money, everything. His family was there. You think plane tickets and all that shit, Richard? That was a
Yo,
shitbag move.
Edwin, at the end of the day, if something like that happens, doesn't Duarte get a small portion though?
Look,
Like, doesn't the sanctioning body or somebody pay him
no,
something?
no. No, that's not true. That is not true because if we were to look back in history, boxing history, remember, guys, Edwin De Los Santo got nothing for Keyshawn Davis blowing that fight. It was reported that they were going to give him money. Didn't they say that? And then what did
Yes.
Edwin De Los Santos do? He made a video saying they ain't gave me shit.
Yeah.
They ain't gave me a fucking penny. And then Top Rank made a video saying we ain't giving you shit. So that's not true. It's not true that Oscar Duarte got compensated for wait, I don't know how that works. Did they have something in a contract where legally if you didn't show up, you had to pay me, then his expenses were covered? I don't know. I would like to know that from Oscar Duarte. I wish Oscar Duarte came up here and we actually got to talk to him about it. I would love that. I would love to ask Robert Garcia, yo, Robert, like what happened, and shit like that, because I've heard Robert Garcia on other channels, but I would like to ask him myself, and the thing is that this is not a good look at all for Richard Hitchens. There's no way, and that's why I gotta say that, Richard Hitchens, where the fuck is my Sufa belt? Where the hell is it? He's gonna fight for the belt. I
Yo,
got it
yeah.
around here somewhere.
Stock chasers probably stole that shit.
He probably stock chases. Where the fuck is the hubcap? You mother. Stock chases got me, bro. He done got me. You know what I mean? Yo,
Yo,
read the chat.
JWC in the building. He said a 7.0 earthquake is a major earthquake, but an 8.0 is 32 times stronger than a 7.0. Edwin.
Okay, you're talking about earthquakes, my brother. We're talking about a tsunami. I'm confused.
I
I'm
think,
not. I'm not sure if
listen,
the numbers are the same. That's what I
I,
said.
I know tsunamis come from the movement in the plates,
Yeah. Okay. We know where they come from.
it's technically an earthquake. So I
Okay. Okay.
think they're
But check
scaled
this
the
out.
same.
Okay. Here's the problem. This is it. Let me break it down a little bit better to see if the chat knows exactly the number I want to know. Here it is. When a tsunami occurs, wherever it occurs, where a tectonic plate shifts, causes a tsunami in the ocean to rise up. Okay. But here's the thing. On the news, on the weather news, when they reported, they said it started off like this. But what the number I want to know is what was the number when it touched land? Did it slow down in the sea before it touched land? Did it get worse? What was the impact number when the tsunami in Japan actually hit land? That's what's important. It's not what it started out to be. Because just like tornadoes, it starts out a category 5. And when it hits land, it's like a 3 or a 2, right?
Now, hurricane starts in category one,
Okay, whatever.
and then it goes up in intensity from there.
Yes, but it never really touches the land at where it started at its strongest.
Right, right.
Usually. Okay, right. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the number. What did the tsunami when it hit Japan's coast? It hit
Carlito,
land.
Carlito got the
Boom.
answer for you.
What was it? What did Carlito say? Read it.
He said one is wet, the other is dry.
Stop the cap. Yo, you're an asshole, frontline. Why would you do that, frontline? Hey, I'm trying to figure some shit out here. You know what? Frontline, Carlito,
Yo, you
don't
fell for
encourage
this?
him. Carlito, why do you encourage this? Oh my God.
Yo,
Oh my
that
God.
I
Listen,
had to pick the moment. I had to pick the moment to answer it.
that's
I
some
was sitting
bullshit.
on it
Yo,
like
all facts. What up, my
I,
dude?
I wanted to read it. I wanted to read it at the right time, and I think that shit was the right time right there. Hey yo, we fight says even if a fight is canceled, making weight guarantees your purse. Look it up. The reason you didn't know is because again, you're speculating and passing it off as a fact. thought you had 30 years of knowledge.
Okay, check it out, right? Because of the fact that I can't recall the contract that I never knew or saw of Richard Hitchens um and Oscar Duarte's negotiations or contract doesn't mean that my inability to cover boxing. If you were to assume that all contracts are the same, you would be mistaken. My sister is actually a boxing promoter. She has regular contracts that are written out and printed with basic standard structure. We all know that in boxing, but that's not all the same. If we were talking about fighting in Philadelphia, okay, but California's contracts are different. New York's are different. Japan's are different. So I thought you should know that, smartass, or you should know your boxing and your insight on it because not all contracts are written up the same. Okay. And in fact, case in point, even if you were to say that the contracts are like got speeded up, didn't this guy come out not too long ago and laugh about the contract Mayweather sent him? He said it was a contract from the 80s. People still try that shit to see if they can get you. So don't sit here and tell me that just because one contract read like this in New York City, that applies everywhere else. That's bullshit. Step up your game, baby. Step up your game. Go ahead, frontline.
All right, let me go back here. Earthquake starts tsunami. Says I'm just someone. Tsunami can occur from different reasons. Says Melasa. Melasa in the building. We fight says speculation's a hell of a drug. Mo Brain says the issue isn't just the original quake or the tsunami. It's that it could mean there's a much bigger earthquake that could follow.
Could. That's a
Jason said
possibility.
earthquakes causes tsunami. All facts is in the building. Says hit the like button. I don't know what the fuck Melasa wrote here, but I'm gonna read it the way he wrote it. Feathers away are more dangerous because they become stronger.
Malasa
Uh,
might be sipping or smoking on that real good. So, yo, shout
yeah.
out to you.
Per, nah, Melasa, my guy. Per ABC News, the biggest tsunami waves expected are 2 feet high and already passed.
Okay.
I have California contract posted on my community. Says all facts. Dwayne Styles in the building. He says Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. I'm just someone. He's right though. If you make weight, you get paid.
Yeah.
Meal
Yeah.
better
I hope that
in
was in there.
the build. That's the realest nigga right there. Meal better. My
Yeah.
guy.
My guy.
Legendary boxers never made up their names by focusing on a bag. Mexican boxing number one in the building. Trash fight. Logan owned Junto. But these
Who's Logan?
Mexicans don't. He's talking about Hernandez. Got him.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's
They
right.
they don't let a loss go. Llorar y llorar,
Yo, your boy Hernandez
llorar.
lost. He lost. He lost the fight to
Yeah.
Junto. He got Junto with a couple good shots. You seen Junto's eye, but he
Hey
lost.
yo,
He
hey yo, hey yo,
lost.
yo. Stock chasing the building. Yo, bring that Super belt back. Stock.
Hey yo,
Why you
hey yo, Stock. What the fuck, bro?
why you yapping for? Why you
You
yapping
stole
for
the
that belt?
fucking belt. I seen you outside my house stealing my hubcap, Stock Chaser. Yo, bring that shit back, bro. Yo, Stock. Stock's my dude, my dude. He be like getting on me and shit. Like, but I understand Stock Chaser. He has like constructive criticism. He be hard sometimes, you know what I'm saying? He be like a little fucking, you know, like I be wondering about Stock Chasers sometimes, but in the end of the day, bro, he's good. He's good with me. He's good. He's good money. You know what I mean? What he say? What Stock Chaser say over there?
Nah, he just laughing his ass off.
Oh
He
yeah,
got
because he know he stole my hubcap. That mother.
the
Hey yo, that's my dude. Haney
um.
can't. What was that say?
Hold on, let me get to it. Haney can't get a fight because he's boring. On
Well, he's not boring, right? He answered the question with Brian Norman Jr. That was not a boring performance, to say the least. I'm not gonna say that Devin Haney had that killer instinct. No.
Even if he did, I think the point that Mexican boxing is trying to get across
Okay, talk about it.
is that number one, Haney doesn't entertain the fans the way that he should with the quote unquote high boxing IQ and shit like that. And it doesn't matter about knockouts or knockdowns. It's just his fights are boring. You know what I'm saying? Um, the other thing is
Ah,
he doesn't sell, and what I mean by sell, he don't put ass in seats.
that's
He
not
may
true. That's not true. Devin sells. Devin does
I
sell. He
disagree.
does. He
If you was to
nah.
put a card together, hold on, Edo. If you was to put a card together, right?
Yep.
Just one fight, Devin Haney versus give me a fighter, any fighter. Just give me a name besides Ryan Garcia.
Loma.
Right now, if we was to if you as a promoter, right?
Oh, right now?
Yeah,
Shakur
right now.
Stevenson. Shakur
Okay,
Stevenson.
okay, perfect. If you was to put a card out, right? Not even a card, put a fight
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Put a fight out.
Okay.
Devin Haney
Yep.
versus Shakur Stevenson.
Yes.
Nobody else on the card. Will
Who?
that fight sell? Will that fight sell?
Hell yeah.
The
Hell yeah.
logo.
Hell yeah. Hell yes. No, 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 no. That would be
And
the
if it does
biggest.
sell, it's because of Shakur, not because of
Nah,
Devin.
fuck out of here. No, you can't. You can't. I'm sorry for that. I don't think I can say that. I can stamp that with you.
You don't
That
have
would
to. I'm
be,
stamping myself.
yeah, okay, but that would have to be one of the biggest fights because those are two top American stars. Those are the stars that we have. I don't care how you view them, yourself. There's not people out there that feel the same way. There are a lot of Devin Haney supporters. There are a lot of Shakur Stevenson supporters that will welcome that fight. That would be an ultimate fight. When we talk about like the top guys, what fight would be bigger than Devin versus Shakur? Just tell me.
Boots and Zayas.
Fuck out of here, bro. Listen, that's a great, yeah, you got a good point there, but you know what I'm saying? That's a good argument, but that's how big that Shakur and Devin is.
Nah, it's the anticipation. I get it. It's the
Yeah,
anticipation
nah,
because
nah,
it comes
nah.
from
I
the
can't.
four horsemen. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
I get it.
yeah. I can't stamp that
So
with you, my brother. Like, and the thing is that look, Devin, in fact, does sell, right? And the hate is real against the young man. He's fighting against media, a lot of things. Don't you see that a lot of these promoters, what they did was they jumped aboard that fucking British UK scene. They're trying to cash in on that. And they're stabbing the Americans in the back, in fact. They don't want you to think that Devin's a big draw. Devin, what's wrong with Devin and his ability to be a big draw? The knockout. That's all that's missing. And I think that Devin is young enough, strong enough now that I'm hoping, I'm banking on this, that he starts to bring the intensity and the violence that we think he lacks. So time will tell with Devin, but I'm not ready to like if you was to take Devin and Shakur out of the equation, and let's just say we buy into the fact they're boring. Who the hell else is gonna hold the torch? Tank Davis? Who? Who's going to hold the torch for us? The Americans. We got to be selective. Yeah, we're Latinos. Yes, we are. But we're Latinos from America, Jack. And the Americans, like, they're losing their stars. Terrence left. The Charlo twins are where? Spence is doing what? I'm not going to sit here and just co-sign the fact that Devin is boring or this and that. Nah, Devin dropped Brian Norman Jr. and he whitewashed him in a fight. Gotta give him credit for that. Let's see what Devin does next. Is Devin gonna fight Ryan or is Ryan gonna fight Connor Ben? What the
Nah, he
fuck
going
is
to
going
Sufa.
on?
He going to Sufa. He gonna fight
Or is
a
he going to
suit.
Sufa?
He's
Like
gonna fight a tomato can.
what the fuck is going on in
Yo, where's
boxing?
your
You
fucking
feel
belt
me?
at?
My
Where's your
belt.
belt at?
Carlos just checked in the building. He just hopped in the building. Let me get my belt.
You gonna
Carlos,
interrogate Carlos?
what
Carlos
it
might have
do,
something to do with it.
Carlos?
Carlito,
Jay, you hear me? What's good? What's good, my people?
que la que hay.
What up?
Yeah, man. Today is a day off. My day off. I had an appointment to go to, so that's why I'm here. I'll join if I can. If not, I'll just watch it on the
You got
plane.
your rash medicine?
Nah, man. But I got
Huh?
my I got my height and weight and shit like that. Yeah, got my height and weight.
Yeah.
Gotta cut
um.
some weight, man. That's what I'm gonna do. I got a Saya's fat camp going on.
You
Hey, yo,
got a
you know what I was
science.
thinking? Speaking of Zayas, I don't know. Y'all might get at me for this, but I'm not talking power wise. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm just talking stylistically. You know what the
¿Qué es eso?
boots?
What you mean,
Oh,
que es eso,
you
Calito?
you
What
don't
you
know about
don't?
the
You
Sufa
want to fight
belt?
for the
See,
Sufa
you
belt,
haven't been tuning in.
Calito? Yo, listen. This is the inaugurated Sufa belt, right? Held by. It's sponsored by Campbell Soup. We fight tuna cans and tomato cans. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is a real hubcap, Calito. You know what I'm
Vete
saying?
pa'l
You know
carajo.
what I mean? Listen, yo, listen, Calito. I know you want to fight me. You
What
want a taste of the
the fuck
glory.
is a
A
stufa?
taste. A taste of the glory.
Yo, don't
Okay?
disrespect that belt like that,
Don't you
Carlito. What's wrong
disrespect
with you?
my belt. All right? All right? This took a lot of spray paint to make. You know what I'm saying? Carlito, you like it? You like it? Listen. Yo, look, Carlito, I know you want to
Yeah, it
fight for
looks
the
nice,
first
bro. It looks
Sufa
nice,
belt
man.
in a fucking Walmart parking lot. You want to fight stock chasers. You know what I'm saying? Stock chasers
That's in a
coming
C-Town parking lot.
in the
C-Town,
C
not
town.
Walmart.
Yeah,
C-Town.
he'll walk into the fight. You know what I'm saying? Playing some country shit. I'm just a good old boy. Don't mean any harm. You know what I'm saying? Hey yo. And then Carlito will come in with, you know what I'm
In front
saying?
of
Hey yo, it'll be an event. In front of what? It'll in front of 10,000 people. You know
the
what I'm saying?
Hey, and the ring is gonna be out of shopping
that
carts.
Out of shopping carts.
yeah, out of shopping carts all around. Yeah, you know what's sad, man? You flashing that super bell and the poor IBO right there just staring at you like, damn, man, that should have been me.
Yo, the IBO is there. I recognize the IBO rather than I recognize this hubcap. You know what I'm saying? You right about that. Shout out to the Brits. I still recognize your belt in position and the champions that have held this belt rather than this tin can right here. But you know what I'm saying? Carlito's gonna be the first Sufa champion. You know what I mean? He's cutting weight right now. He's getting ready to fight for the belt. Carlito, I don't know if you can
In
handle
what weight
this. You know
class?
what I'm saying? The pressure of being the champion. You know what I mean? What weight are you?
What weight class?
What weight are you?
You can't ask him. He just said he's taking
Currently,
PEDs right now. He's doing PEDs right now. He's taking supplements to lose weight. So he's probably on that
I'm
ox
one.
string.
I'm 188. No, I get paid.
Guess what? Guess what,
I'm
Carlito?
188 right now.
This belt right here is only for people that weigh 188.
Hey, real yo, what I was gonna
Yo,
say, Edwin, what I was gonna say is that stylistically, right?
yeah.
Stylistically, forget power, forget everything. You know
You
how I
think
see this?
Naoya Inoue wants the Sufa belt?
Hell no.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey
You don't
yo,
want that shit.
what do you think about this? And your honest assessment. And I was thinking about it, and I started watching it, and it kind of reminded me how the fight might play out between Xander Zayas and Jerome Tennis. Tito Trinidad versus Pernell Whitaker. Stylistically. Stylistically.
Yeah, Diablo, that's a big fucking analogy there that you're trying to use. Okay,
It's just
first of
if you take Tito
okay,
style and Pernell style,
all
Sweet
right,
Pea style.
okay. First of all, I know exactly what the chat's gonna say. Jerron Boots Ennis is no Pernell Whitaker. Okay,
And
that's what
Xander's eyes is no Tito Trinidad. I
that
get it,
that's what they're gonna say. Okay,
but that's why I
but
said stylistically.
okay, right, and that's what I'm trying to help you with. I'm trying to help you with the fact that to break down the fight that you picked, it's actually a solid pick. What's up, Koki? I'm gonna bring you up right now. It's a solid pick to describe the magnitude of how big it was from the Americans to the Puerto Ricans, how big that rivalry actually is, what kind of fight. As far as the fight itself and the fighting styles, you got a good point there. I think that Sweet Pea represented the American style to the fullest. And I think that that's what Jerron Boots Ennis represents. I think that Felix Trinidad in his time represented the Puerto Rican boxing style, the Puerto Rican left check hook. Okay. In this era right here, I think that Xander is really representing the Puerto Rican boxing style. So in those, in that way, I can definitely see how big. And you know what, Frontline, I would have to agree. I would have to
I got
agree
something to say.
that as far as how big the fight was against Puerto Rico versus America versus Tito Trinidad versus Pernell Whitaker, that was a big moment in boxing. Remember, Felix Trinidad was undefeated. Pernell
And he,
Whitaker was undefeated.
yep.
He gave him his first loss.
And remember, Sweet Pea never touched canvas until he fought Trinidad.
Trinidad.
Now that's why I didn't say power wise. I just said stylistically.
Okay. And
And the way that Sweet Pea touched canvas, and I think it was the first or the second round. I don't remember off the top. It's been a long time. It was a flash knockdown. It wasn't something that Tito caught him flush. It was just a
no,
flash
no, no. It
knockdown.
was a flash knockdown, but it was a knockdown nonetheless. You got to also recognize situations in boxing. Okay, check this out, guys. Sugar Ray Leonard never was knocked down in his career until he fought who? Puerto Rico star Hector Camacho. Hector Camacho put him down. You could say Sugar was old, whatever, but he went on to fight other fights after the Camacho fight and farewell. Remember that. Camacho put him down and beat him. Yo, these Puerto Rican dudes is not sweet. We've had some wars with America. We got a rich history. Puerto Rico versus America. Or I think that the Latin history, Puerto Rico versus Mexico, is really rich to Latin people. But when you're thinking about worldwide, the world paying attention, Puerto Rico, America, shit, we got
All
some
facts says
bangers. We got
all
some
facts says
bangers.
Roy versus Tito is more accurate. I don't know. I don't remember that fight as that
Roy
much.
versus Tito is Tito Trinidad at a fucking blimped up weight he never even belonged at. He took the money in that fight. Okay. He never belonged in the ring with Roy, but you saw that Tito was actually winning in that fight. What happened in that fight, like I said, no one actually beat Felix Trinidad in his natural weight. That never happened. That's what makes Felix Trinidad so special. 17 title defenses. Eight, I think, no, actually it was 19 title defenses at
That Roy
140.
Jones and Trinidad fight was like an exhibition.
Yeah, it was like a grab money fight, you know, two old vets coming out to fight. At that time, Felix Trinidad was in
So,
our gun and they're
so how yo doing? The tsunami hit mass.
Oh,
Coqui,
well,
what up, huh?
yo, what up, bro? We got the frontline show.
Yeah, that's what Frontline taking over.
All right, let's read the chat. What we got?
Yo, you guys still there?
Yo, we
Yeah,
here.
well, we here.
All right, I'm